and welcome to Laine Talks Media. Today we are talking about the Umbrella Academy. I don't know if I already recorded this or not. I might have, because I think I recorded it on the other channel, but I don't know where the recording is. I'm not sure which one it is, and I'm not going to dig through it. I might have erased it. I don't know. It's still on the other channel, but we're going to do it again for this channel, because in the future I'm going to release everything on this channel. But since we're only at episode 2 right now, I'm going to start from episode 1, unlike Young Justice, where I'm starting from episode 12 because we're already at episode 11, and I don't want to track down 12 different videos. So, the Umbrella Academy. Basically, the plot is that 43 women give birth at the same time one day. I'm not sure if we're ever explained why, and those kids develop superpowers. For no reason whatsoever. They just develop superpowers, and 7 of those kids are picked up by someone named Mr. Hargreaves, who basically forms a kind of crime-fighting team with them. We have Vanya, and I know everybody's going to freak out, but I want everybody to know I'm going into this show mostly blind. I am aware that she transitions in season 3, but for the sake of the story, and for the sake of talking about it, we're going to pretend that she hasn't transitioned yet, because she doesn't do that until season 3. And I know everybody's going to say, well, you're not doing this with Young Justice. Well, I'm already halfway through Young Justice. And I think Violet announces that they are non-binary at the end of the season. So we're not really counting that. And in real life, when I'm referring to him, I will refer to Elliot Page with the proper pronouns. Don't worry about that. We're just going to go into this is mostly blind because I've only watched 1 episode. So for the people who haven't seen it, just ignore it or skip this part, and we're just going to go through as usual. So, and if people have enough of a problem with it, I will change my opinion, but probably not. But Vanya is number 1, and her power has something to do with music. We're not sure what, or specifically sound. We don't know exactly what it is, but we know it is so powerful that Hargreaves keeps her away from the rest of the team. And this creates a rift, obviously, because she watches all her brothers and sisters go out and stop crimes, and she's like, why can't I go with them? Why can't, and I do that? And he's just like, oh, you have a lot of potential, and you have a lot of power, and I want to keep you safe from it, and I want to keep everybody safe from it. So obviously this creates a lot of resentment and rifts between her and her brothers and sisters. Number 2, I believe, is Luther, or maybe it's Diego. I think it's Luther. Luther lived on the moon for a long time after, we'll get to why. But he was an astronaut, and he has the power of super strength. Number 3, I believe, is Diego. I don't remember exactly. I think Diego's power is like telekinesis or something to do with trajectory. We find in episode 2 that he was a cop, but we'll get to that later. Number 4 is Klaus. Klaus, is it Klaus? Well, okay, Klaus is one of them. Klaus has, maybe Klaus has telekinesis. Anyway, one of them has telekinesis, and Klaus also later discovers he can heal himself. He's also a drug addict. Allison, the girl, the other female, the female of the group, the only female of the group, I want to make it specifically clear, she can control people using a specific phrase. I think she later drops that phrase, but right now she uses a phrase to control people. Number 5 is the best character. Number 5 has not been in the show initially. And the reason everybody comes back together is because Hargreaves allegedly kills himself. I didn't believe it from the first episode. Researching, I don't reason, as far as I remember, it's not true, but I don't remember why. So we'll get into that later. But I don't believe it. I think that he was murdered. But that's just me. So he allegedly killed himself, and everybody has to come back in order to figure out why and what to do. Initially, Five is in another dimension because his power is temporal transportation. Basically, he can teleport from place to place and jump through wormholes and time stuff. And he ended up in another dimension. So his coming back is part of why everybody is freaked out, because they're like, where have you been? What happened to you? And they have to figure that out. Also trying to adjust to the fact that Dad is not here anymore. Allison throws herself into her work. Vanya throws herself into her music. Like I said, Klaus is a drug addict who turns to drugs and I think probably sex too. Luther lived on the moon, so they all have different coping mechanisms, but basically that's the gist of episode 1. We gotta come together and figure this out. It is very funny, it is very poignant, and I like the fact that Five does not pull no punches. He is very snarky, he is very on the nose. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a monkey butler. I'm not kidding you. Really, I'm not kidding you. But we'll get to that later because I'm in the middle of episode 2. So, first impressions are good. I think it's very fun. I also didn't know this at first, but it was made by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. Like, actually. And somebody else whose name I recognize, but I'm not sure who it is. So, yeah, good show, and I look forward to watching more of it.